What's up, everyone? This is Kevin Meadows, and this is Invest With Me. I hope you all had a good weekend. I know I've been gone for quite a while. I've just been studying really hard, and I did take my test, and thankfully, I did pass. So, it's been a good week. Hopefully, it's the same for you all. Now, we did have a few picks over the weekend, so let's take a look and see what they have. Let's take a look at our first pick, and it comes from Motley Fools, and we have NVDA. And I know for you gamers out there, y'all are excited for that 30 series. But if you can get a hold of one at retail, bravo to you all. All right, let's take a look at the pick. For Friday's chart, we do see that it did get a little bit of a hit, but it wasn't of that much. When we look at the 1 month chart, we do see that it did increase a good amount with some really good gains from there. Within 6 months, it's basically the same as the 1 month, where you're seeing a consistent increase. There was a decrease within that May period, but it basically recovered itself from there. Year to date, it did decrease in March, which we saw on the 6 months, but throughout it's just recovered from there. And when you look at Yahoo Finance, when it comes to this particular stock, you do see it at the very top. Short term, bearish, midterm, bearish, long term, bullish. So they really see this as a hold stock. So something that you buy and then just hold on to it for a long period of time. All right, when we look through tip ranks, and my gosh, it has a strong buy with 24 buys, which is really good. But just use this as information and a guide to help you pick. But throughout, when we look at the forecast, we do see it at a high of 300 and a low of 185. So depending on how well this forecast is, this can definitely be beneficial, or it could be a potential hit when it comes to when you do buy in this particular stock, if it does reach that low of 185. So just be careful, see how the news is going throughout the market and throughout this stock, and then make a decision from there. When we look at FinViz now, we do see that it is on an upward trend. It did come close to hitting that resistance around that 230 area, and now it just seems to be within that 219 to 225 range. And I would say from there, just basically, do some due diligence when it comes to looking into the news for this particular stock and seeing what they might have going on. But I would say with this, just keep a lookout. It could hit that support level, I would say maybe around 200. But within how the market goes now, you never know how high or how low it can go. When looking into Benzinga and looking at the analytical rankings, the firms have this as basically a buy situation. This month, we had a buy from Bank of America Securities. Throughout, we also see a price target increase throughout the firms from July to September. So with this particular stock, firms are optimistic with this, because if you look throughout here, you see that their current price target to where their previous price target was, you'll see that it did increase. So with the information that we got, let's just come up with a strategy or a price target to where we feel comfortable buying, and then going from there. Our next stock comes from Motley Fools, and we have V. Now, I don't know about you all, but for myself, Black Friday is about to be here, and I'm excited. So I'm going to be using my Visa card like crazy. All right, let's take a look at the stock and go from there. So when we look at V, we do see that on the Friday chart, it did decrease drastically within that 30 minutes to an hour range on the open, but it did try to recover throughout the day. On the 1 month, we do see that it is on a downtrend right now. For 6 months, we do see that it did increase from April to July, but now it's definitely on that downward trend. In year to date, we do see that it dropped in January to February, but increased from February to July. Yahoo Finance, if you look at their short-term, mid-term, and long-term, you do see that they are bearish when it comes to this particular stock. But Motley Fools have provided more information on why they see this stock as a potential buy for the long term. When we look at tip ranks, we do see this as a strong buy. Something that they see within Motley Fools, they have it at 19 buys right now, with a high of 305 and a low of 250. So depending on where you're at with this stock, if you do buy in now, if it does increase to that 305, hey, salute to you all. You're gonna have some serious gains right there. But if it does reach that 250, I'm sorry, but remember that this is a forecast. This is not guaranteed science, but this is just something to help when it comes to strategizing for this particular stock. We're in FinViz now. And when you look at the chart, you can see that it basically did break through that support line to where it's on that downward trend instead of it going back up. Now there is another support line that's drawn throughout in purple, and that's at 220. So I would say let's take a look at it and see if it breaks through that 220 or it bounces back up. In Benzinga, when looking at the analytical rankings, we do see that the price targets have changed. Basically, it's increased throughout the firms. But the ranking change, you do have a downgrade from last month and a maintains. Information that we've gotten right now, this does look like a particular stock that could be going down even further, but Motley Fools have more information, and I'll have that link in the description that basically tells you why they see this as a potential buy. But from the charts that I'm seeing, it's on a downward trend, and I would say just be careful with this. Do your due diligence and go from there. And our last stock for the day comes from Investor Business Daily, and we have SNAP, Snapchat, for you all. When looking at Friday's chart, we do see that it did increase drastically with a $3 increase. For the 1 month, it was basically mixed throughout with some increasing and decreasing, but not that much of a price change. Within the 6 months chart, we do see that this stock has increased drastically. We're talking about a $20 increase in price from April to where it's at now. For the year to date, if you basically got it around January, congrats on you, because you're getting nothing but gains throughout this particular stock. You did see a dip, but if you held on to it for the long term, bravo to you, because you're sitting on a pretty penny depending on how many shares you have. Now we're in tip ranks, and we see that it's a moderate buy, but we have 20 buys on this particular stock with a high of 110 and a low of 63. So once again, with this forecast, they see it at a potential gain and a potential loss if their forecast is correct. But with Motley Fools looking into it, they do see this as a potential buy situation. In FinViz, we do see that this particular stock had a big jump in August, but it didn't drop below that $70 range, which is where that support level is at. So it's basically bouncing back up. But take a look at that resistance level in a lighter purple, and you'll see that it's around that $80 mark. But if you do get in, there's some room for growth, but be careful. You never know where this potential stock can go. But right now, and the way it's going, it looks optimistic to buy in. Lastly, Benzinga, and looking at the analytical rankings this month, we do see that there is a buy from Goldman Sachs with a price target of $90. So they're definitely optimistic with this particular stock. And then throughout the firms from August to July, you do see price changes, but it's on the increase. So they do see this as a buy and hold situation. Hopefully some of these picks will be beneficial for you. I would say look into them, see the financials, see the information that I gave you, and then go from there. I want to say thank you to you all for watching and subscribing. For anyone new and you like the content, please like and subscribe. I would appreciate it a lot. I'm here to help, so if there's any information or any questions that y'all need from me, please let me know. Y'all have a good day. Bye.